Have you ever stepped into a really modern elevator and just noticed how unbelievably smooth and quiet it is? Well, that experience, that seamless feeling, it's not magic. It's powered by a total technological revolution. Today, we're going to go deep inside the mechanics of it all to explore the evolution of the elevator motor, the hidden engine that literally powers our vertical world. I love that way of putting it because it's so true. The motor really is the beating heart of the entire elevator system. It's not just some machine that turns a wheel. Nope. Its design and its quality, that directly impacts everything. The speed, how comfortable the ride is, how much energy it uses, basically the entire feel of a building. And that's the big question for us today, isn't it? We're about to go on a journey from these loud, kind of clunky beginnings all the way to the quiet, intelligent force that defines today's best elevators. It is an absolutely incredible story of engineering. So, to really appreciate where we are right now, we've got to look back at where we came from. You'll see that the path to today's amazing technology is really paved with all these brilliant solutions to the problems of the past. Okay, so our journey kicks off with the brute force of 19th century steam and hydraulic systems. I mean, they were powerful, sure, but they were massive and super inefficient. Then electricity comes along with DC motors. That gave us more control, but man, the maintenance was constant and complex. Fast forward to the mid-20th century, and we get the simpler, geared AC motors. But they were still pretty noisy and just ate up power. Each step was definitely an improvement, but it was all leading up to the real golden age, the gearless permanent magnet motor. And listen, this wasn't just another small step forward. This was a quantum leap. The arrival of gearless technology completely, and I mean completely, changed the game for everyone involved. Architects, engineers, and of course, us, the passengers. So what exactly is a gearless PM motor? Well, the biggest clue is right there in the name, gearless. Instead of having a big, clunky, inefficient mechanical gearbox, these motors use incredibly powerful permanent magnets, and they connect the traction sheave, that's the grooved wheel that actually moves the ropes, directly to the motor's shaft. This direct drive system, well, that's the secret sauce to everything that makes them so great. And this is where the difference just becomes night and day. Just look at this comparison. With the old geared motors, you're losing energy, you're dealing with noise and vibration, you're giving up precious building space for a machine room, and you're scheduling constant maintenance. With gearless PM motors, it's a clean sweep. They win on every single point. Amazing efficiency, whisper quiet rides, a tiny footprint that frees up space, and next to no maintenance. It's really no contest. And let's just talk about that efficiency for a second. We're talking about energy savings of up to 50%. 50, by getting rid of the mechanical losses from a gearbox, buildings can slash their energy use. In today's world where sustainability is everything, that is just a massive, massive deal. So the takeaway here is huge. These benefits literally transform the building. For you, the passenger, the ride is so smooth it almost feels like you're floating. For architects, getting rid of the machine room is a dream come true. It means more usable space. And for the building owners, well, high efficiency means a greener building that's a whole lot cheaper to run. It's a win-win-win. Okay, so we've pretty much established that gearless PM technology is the new gold standard. But you might be wondering, does that mean it's the right choice for every single project out there? Well, let's get practical and figure out how to make that call. This chart breaks it down perfectly. Look, for a smaller, low-rise building that doesn't see a ton of traffic, a traditional geared motor can still be a smart, cost-effective choice. But for pretty much everything else, we're talking high-rises, hotels, green buildings, even heavy-duty freight elevators, the speed, the efficiency, and that pinpoint control of a gearless PM motor make it the obvious, and often, the only real solution. All right, so knowing which technology is best is one thing, but making sure you actually get the highest quality and the right expertise to install it, that's a whole different ballgame. You see, the very best elevator motors on the planet aren't made by just anyone. They come from a handful of world-class, super specialized manufacturers. We're talking about companies like Montanari and Secor from Italy, or Ziel-Abeg from Germany. These guys have spent decades perfecting this tech. They literally set the global standard for quality, for reliability, and for innovation. And that brings us to the final and maybe the most critical step. You know you want this world-class technology for your project, but navigating all the options, figuring out the perfect model, and making sure it's installed correctly for your specific needs, especially here in Iran, Well, that can be a real challenge.
This is exactly where having an expert local partner becomes absolutely essential. You need someone to bridge that gap between the global tech and the local project. A company like Novan Puya Elevator, they don't just sell you a motor, they solve this entire problem for you. Through expert consultation, they dive deep into your project's needs to pick the optimal motor, not just any motor. They give you that crucial access to the top-tier global brands we just talked about. And they provide the full technical support to make sure it's installed perfectly and runs flawlessly for years and years.
So let's bring this all together. What does this whole journey from steam power all the way to magnetic force really tell us about where things are headed? The path of progress here is crystal clear, right? We've moved from noisy, clunky brute force to intelligent, super efficient, and sustainable power. Gearless PM motors, they aren't just a passing trend. They are the new baseline, the new gold standard for performance, for comfort, and for environmental responsibility in any building that wants to be called modern.
And that really just leaves one final thought. As technology keeps pushing forward, the very heart of our buildings has to keep up. The question isn't just about moving people anymore. It's about how intelligently, how efficiently, and how comfortably we can do it. So you have to ask yourself, is your building's heart ready for what's next?